I've been an aspiring SaaS founder for many years. Previously a UI UX consultant, I've always worked with other founders and have wanted to have my own product. This is probably my second or third attempt, and this time we had a great team on board. So in 2017, actually, we got together as a team of 3 and decided to develop a solution for SaaS founders that we thought addressed a problem that wasn't being addressed well, and that was the problem of customer messaging, a little bit of customer management, and just overall a tool that would be a great fit for SaaS founders when they need to send behavior-based messaging. I think being a founder gives you unique insight into how business operates that you can never get being a consultant. And the primary lesson is that it's always a tale of resources, and there is no lack of ideas or methods or things to try, but you really have limited resources, limited time, limited team member bandwidth, and it's all a matter of juggling priorities in a way that make the right things happen. One of the approaches that I would recommend to anybody who is starting out there is to not sit down and fish for ideas inside your head, but instead use research and really try to understand what your target audience is in need for. And to do that, you can go to different forums or places they hang out and truly understand what they're talking about. We have tweaked our positioning a few times. We have been changing the way we describe what our product can do. And we started out as email automation, then we swapped for customer messaging. And to do that, we used April Dunford's method, and then we have a great blog post about it. We use her 10-step method that helps you analyze customer pains you're solving, cluster them in certain themes, and then figure out who you'll be serving. That was really helpful. And then we have changed it this year again to be email automation once again, because we added marketing email to our list of features. And always try for an existing market category. That would be my advice. If you come up with an idea and somehow it doesn't exist as a product category yet, it's a big warning sign, and you're going to have to spend tons of resources to try and educate your customer. It's the last thing you want to do as a small startup founder. The biggest research method we've been using many times is different types of customer interviews. We did a round of customer interviews in the early days before even starting to build anything to validate our suspicion about the target market. Then last year we did a pretty grandiose round of interviews with people who could be our customers but for some reason are not. And we did use the methodology described in the Mom Test book by Rob Fitzpatrick, which is roughly speaking trying to very vaguely address the problem and understand how the customer feels about it and what they do right now, what they're doing exactly, before even starting to talk about your product or anything like that. So it's not about the way customers use your product, but the way customers run their business and how our product could potentially fit in there. That's the angle we take. And jobs to be done is another angle or methodology we try to use there as well. Great means that you're not just clearly describing what your product does, but also hitting all the necessary pain points, so the purchasing decision is made as easy as possible for your customers. There's always so much any business can do to improve their adoption, and there's a huge library of resources you can be building from day one and then improving over the years. You can be offering help docs. You can be offering different types of onboarding calls. You can be offering different kinds of activities, the whole spectrum of done-for-you services, ranging from guidance to the complete concierge white glove setup. There's really a whole range of things. Of course, we do recommend for you to use email automation as the backbone of your user onboarding, so that you don't have to manually check in on customer progress, but the software can do that for you based on user behavior data. It just really streamlines the flow and helps you to focus on really outstanding or problematic accounts, and everything. All other check-ins can be done automatically. Probably the key principle there is to not try to instruct the user, but instead empower them to do what they need to do. A lot of founders take onboarding as, a step-by-step instructional guide. They use tooltips, tools, and other things, but it doesn't work like that. The user always has a much stronger internal motivation when they arrive to use your product. So you should provide all the resources available. However, you should strive to do that in a way that does not block the natural flow of exploration, how the user explores the product. And as you progress with your software product, you can experiment with this. You can be super prescriptive and try and, figure out the core 2 or 3 steps that need to be done and really force them. Great examples are how ad platforms really enforce you to make their first ad as you just sign up. So something like that is a very prescriptive way versus just providing a way for the user to explore the product and just hand-holding based on how well they progress in their app. It can be really a range, and experimentation and basically any effort in that direction is much better than none. I think the key UI trend is more and more customers become really design savvy, and the quality bar for any software is really rising. So the quality bar for UI UX is also equally high. However, founders and designers also have as many tools as possible at their disposal, much more than they used to have in the early days. And also the design aesthetic we are observing these days, it's really great. It's not skeuomorphism anymore. It's really clean, minimal, and really designers are as empowered as they have never been. So just balancing this consumer expertise and your own capabilities to achieve the best UI UX possible. However, from my experience as the consultant in the past, best products are those that succeed in spite of bad UI UX, meaning that great design can definitely help you improve adoption, can help you build trust, but it will not rescue your bad product market fit. We still up to date haven't really figured a single obvious way of getting customers in a single source. But for us, the best way has been to build our expertise as a company in the market. And to achieve that, we've been producing content, both in form of articles and podcast shows. Podcasting is something that's really dear to the heart of me and my co-founder. So we run 3 shows total. I run my own show called UI Breakfast. My co-founder Benedict runs a show about our progress called Slow and Steady, when they talk with other SaaS founders about their progress. And we also have the 3rd show that was created specifically for Userlist, that's called Better Done Than Perfect. And we run seasons dedicated to different SaaS related topics. So this has been just a mix of our passion and achieving results with that and meeting industry experts and fellow founders. Other than that, word of mouth is probably the biggest channel for us right now, and just gradually building that authority and referrals over time. There were two tools that we adopted in our marketing stack this year, and I'm a big fan of both, and they're greatly designed and implemented. One is Livestorm, which we use for our multiple workshops hosted at our platform or even as guest partnerships. And another tool I really love is Pitch, the design tool for presentations. I was really amazed that finally somebody was able to solve the presentation problem that has been kind of not solved until today. So I was wondering, is there a tool out there that is doing it in a really beautiful and modern way? And I was amazed to learn that such tool does exist, and it was Pitch, and their library of templates is just downright amazing. There is a range of people that I have learned from in the early days of my entrepreneurial journey that I'd love to spread the word about. And some of these are Joanna Weeb of Copy Hackers with their amazing copywriting resources, Patrick McKenzie with his amazing consulting advice, and that's slowly turned into SaaS advice. Nathan Barry, in his old days, he was promoting his book Authority, which taught other people to write helpful books and to use this as the marketing tool. And the book was really great guidance for when I wrote my first book, and then I have done another 3 of them, and that turned into a great path to build my design career. So I'm super grateful for Nathan to promoting this. Then there is Stacking the Bricks by Alex Hillman and Amy Hoy. They do promote so-called Sales Safari, which is the way of doing customer search that we've talked already about. In Sales Safari, you're supposed to go and find places where your customers hang out, so you never have to build products that are not a great fit. I really appreciate books that teach some new concept that I can apply in my business thinking daily afterwards. Anti-Fragile by Nassim Taleb is great. That was one of the books that really taught me a few things. Crucial Conversations by Carrie Patterson and a number of other authors is another great book. It teaches you just general business skills. Another book by Andrew S. Grove from Intel, High Output Management, is more like a classic management book that is super concise, super to the point, and just teach you the management basics. Because as a founder, we've been slowly shifting from just working on the product to building our team, and that's been our theme for this year. In 2013, I was showing my new consulting website to one of my clients that we also kind of chatted with, and he said, "Jane, your copy is terrible." I was like, "Why is it bad? I don't make really bad mistakes in English. Oh, why do you say so?" And he then pointed me towards Joanna Weeb's website and told me, "Go to Copy Hackers and just buy all of their books." And that's how I ventured into this world of business copywriting. And somehow, until that point, I wasn't really aware that copywriting is so extremely important. And as of today, in spite of being a designer, I still do think that copy is much more important for any business, any website, and any material. Start small, iterate, and just keep going, because the whole SaaS journey is about being persistent and just keep making small mistakes until you learn. It's basically what the whole process is about.